Hi everybody, my name's Elle and welcome back to the Order of Narvosc. This is session 18, Fear. I hope you enjoy.
So we started our last session leaving leaving the campsite. Um and we fell into the shadow realm again because that's what happens. And we put up our Heftine bubbles to protect ourselves. Velfi and Und here failed some saves and we all saw things that were somehow things that we had either lost or people in our past or something we were afraid of or something to that effect. And through some hold person darkness and blindness and deafness, we were able to avoid anybody going out of the circle and getting who knows. Um, After that, um, do, 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 we continued and we rested for the night, or we found a place to rest. The professor climbed a tree like he always does and noticed that through his like sitting up in the tree, he could see kind of like pockets popping up of really colorful and then gray and then the professor was super perceptive and also saw a giant turtle walking around way off in the distance. Um, the following day, Ruin woke up on here really abruptly and almost got his foot stabbed. Um, we had some discussions about mask related stuff, like vague mask related stuff. And again fell into the shadow realm and fought some giant trees. Um through the fighting, on here noticed that Ruin fights like a mask, kind of. I don't want to say confronted, but confronted him about it, and I didn't say anything. Um to Velfi, it was that I might be mixing days up, but Velfi told On here that she loves him partway through either the first day or the second day of travel, and then confessed in the evening that there is that she also doesn't have a soul or doesn't feel like she has a soul. I don't know. I'm going by what I heard, and made a promise to help him find the materials to get a soul. After that, we made it back to the city without too much more trouble. Saw our or went our separate ways from On here, so he didn't get in trouble or get kind of looked at funny or anything like that. To walking in with a party as a mask that goes out by himself. Um, when we got into the city, we went boot shopping. The professor got some fancy boots. I bought two pairs of of just generic boots because the lady was really nice and threw in a second pair because I had no boots. And Dahlia and Ruin got some messages in their head about having to go. Well, Ruin got mask training. Dahlia got give me a report, and there's some training going on. And then I think after that, we were headed to the bar.
And Velfi also asked Seraphina about the materials for a soul that she is working to try and find. But you all pick up where you were all heading to the bar. What do you want to do?
And it's about like midday, late morning, I think.
It's probably about 1, 2 o'clock now.
And some of us have training in the evening. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Although Friedrich does not know that.
Right.
Said
Sorry.
sundown.
Yes. No.
Was
that
it?
was omniscient.
Yep, sundown.
Late
Sundown.
hours.
I will be picked up. I don't know about anybody else. I don't know.
Yeah, I wasn't told if I was going to be picked up. So
Well, it's become a bit of a tradition to celebrate a successful mission with a fuck up. And I hate to break a tradition now. So, first round's on me.
Sweet.
Okay, so we're saying everybody's met up at this point?
Yeah.
Cool.
So, if we're at the bar, I'm going to go in.
You go in and it's not super busy in here since it is kind of midday-ish, early afternoon. There's no what
Day
you all
drinking.
have started calling the greasy corner. That's not happening right now.
There's no greasy corner wrestling.
There's no greasy corner wrestling right now.
I don't think
I
anyone
wanted the
called it the
greasy
greasy
wrestle.
corner until just now. But I like it.
And the bar seats are open. There's plenty of tables to choose from. Timval is behind the bar cleaning a couple of glasses and just keeping an eye on out if anybody needs anything as you all walk in.
Hello, Timble.
Oh, hi. Hello. Oh, I have something for you. And he is going to very quickly put his glass down and run to the back. And he's gone for a few minutes. And he comes back with this like old like leather journal type thing. And he's going to pull a page out. He's going to hand it to you. And it is a drawing of Velfi's parents that he managed to find.
Oh, Timble. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. You want yours too? I made one of you too. I draw everybody.
It's a little hobby, and he's gonna awkwardly kind of like play with his hands real fast.
I mean, you can keep that one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like to draw everybody that came in, and I was like, oh, I knew I had some tieflings in there. I just wasn't 100% certain what they looked like, but now I know.
Well, thank you so much for going through all that just to find them. It really means a lot to me.
Oh, you're very welcome. Glad I could help. But are we in here for our after mission fuck ups, screw ups? What we doing today?
We're here for after mission fuck ups.
You got it.
And he starts making these fuck ups the same way he normally does, and he slides them to y'all.
To go pieces.
Thanks, Timble.
What did he say for the price?
To go pieces.
For everyone?
For everybody.
I'll put down 5. Because I'm assuming I saw the drawing exchange.
He wouldn't try to hide it.
Yeah, I put down 5.
Oh, thank you. That is quite a big tip.
Thank you. Well met.
And he just goes back to doing what he was doing beforehand.
I think Ruins doesn't even leave the counter, or like the glass doesn't even leave the counter. He immediately just throws it back.
It's one of
Oh,
those
yeah.
days. Do you want another one?
Absolutely.
All righty.
And he's going to make another one, and that is going to be 5 silver pieces for one. And I need you to make a con save.
I leave a gold down there. Con save 17.
Okay, so after the first one, you're feeling pretty good. You're like getting really used to the fuck ups here.
Shall we grab a table?
Sounds
Yes, I agree.
All
Yeah.
right. Here's a table.
Look at
Cool,
this.
grab it.
Look at this one right here. Look at that.
Yeah, y'all
Got
have
it.
the entire place you could choose from, pretty much.
Not the greasy corner though. I'm sure there's residue.
No. Yeah, let's keep.
Residue.
It is actually very well clean, and there are some
I know.
tables over there that have not been pushed out of the way since no one's in the greasy corner.
There is no greasy corner. It's not canon.
You're the one that called it the greasy corner.
I know. I'm sorry. Okay. So, what are our plans? We have a few days, right?
Yep. It's gonna be weird not having like a mission for 3 days.
I just feel like the longest break in a while. I know it's not our longest break, but it feels like it's been a bit of a breakneck pace recently.
Yeah. So it's nice to have like a respite, you know?
Yeah, get some time to get some reading in, have some tea, catch up on sleep, stay in one plane or whatever has been happening to us. Hopefully, the bar doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, well, I did read that it, realms have been known to swallow cities whole, so hopefully that doesn't happen.
Lovely. Hopefully
Just-
that shield works.
Just a fun fact, throwing that out there, you know.
I'm actually going to stand up and walk back over to the bar and finish my drink on the way there. And say, Timval, 2 questions. 1, may I have another, please? This was your best one yet. And 2, have things been relatively normal here since we last spoke?
That'll be 5 silver pieces. And they've been... That's an odd question. What is your definition of normal? It ranges from person to person, you know?
I'm going to lean in real close and say, this is going to sound odd. Has it gotten more or less colorful in here?
Do you mean in terms of language? In terms of people? In terms of actual colors? In terms of what kind of colorful?
For once, I'm speaking literally. Has it looked either brighter or maybe dimmer? And it sounds like from your confusion, probably no, but we've been through a hell of a time recently, and I just figured I'd ask.
I mean, if you ask some of the patrons, they might think that it got dimmer or that it got brighter. Some of them might have claimed that they saw like something flying around that was green. I don't know. But as far as I know, everything, the colors have been fine.
Yeah, things have been relatively normal in the city as well.
When you ask about normal in a city like this, I can't quite figure that out.
I guess what I mean is the same as maybe a week ago.
Relatively, I haven't noticed anything new. I mean, people come in, they leave, they go on a mission, they come back, they get drunk, and then you have people fighting in the corner. You got the bard that likes to play in the other corner. You got the one that likes talking about bodies for some reason.
Yes. Yes, that sounds like normal society. So, you know what? Appreciate the help. Thanks for the other drink. I'll slide in my gold, and then I'll take it back to the table.
I will keep an eye out on colors. Should I keep like to see if you turn brighter?
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. I would say if something weird like what we've experienced happens, you'll probably know it.
That's not ominous at all.
Also, make a con save for drinking that first drink.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's nothing. My cons are great. Oy. 7.
You know, the first time you came in, you got a little drunk. So, like, next time you came in, you're getting a little drunk. This time, you're getting a little drunk.
Hey man, what about colors, man? Okay, I'm gonna go sit down if I can.
You're able to sit down just fine for now.
The standing back up
Okay.
might be a problem later, but
I'll nurse this one a bit more slowly.
And you will notice Temple is watching you, almost waiting to see if your color like dims or brightens.
And I'll just share with the table. I tried to get some info out of Timble about whether or not the bar had slipped into a different realm. He seemed pretty clueless about it. So maybe it's, maybe it hasn't affected Sydonea yet.
Well, that's comforting. If no one else here has noticed anything, then maybe it's just happening outside.
It just looked so random from the treetop. Like just here and there. No real pattern that I could discern.
Might not be able to get past the shield.
Yeah. You know what I wonder, though? Why we haven't experienced the pretty colorful one, and we only get the sad one.
bad luck.
I mean, I wouldn't shy away from chalking up to bad luck if it is random. Or maybe the sad one, as you put it, is just more prevalent, maybe.
Yes, yeah. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that one's stronger than the pretty happy one?
Whatever it is. Yeah. I mean, I would think something happening more frequently would be stronger, or I don't know if that's the right word for it.
Well,
Well,
anyway.
Find some books on it. We have the book button, by the way.
We do
So
have
we
the
may
book
can
button.
go see what else might be available on, I don't know, stepping into a monochrome world of doom.
Just remember, don't wear your button down there.
Is it intimidating?
They don't like topsiders.
Oh, true.
Wait, that's why you guys were targeted before, and also Ruin shouldn't go down there anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I was-
Overall, it wasn't very welcoming.
No. Sydonea isn't very welcoming.
That's true.
Down you go. I know.
Delphi, you were about to say.
Oh, I was just saying that I kind of did want to go to the underground during our 3 days here, so I might risk it.
Is there something we can do to look the part a bit more? Like look unapproachable and not draw attention to ourselves?
It's kind of hard to teach. You just gotta have the confidence without it being fake confidence. If that makes
Don't
sense.
walk around like you're part of the order.
Don't kill a vampire's wife.
That's good advice.
But to be fair, they hit first, so that's kind of on them.
I remember getting severely injured down there. So I would do what I need to. Yeah, but I know what you mean. Just sort of blend in a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, but if I tell you to be confident, I don't want it to be fake confidence of like pretending to be this tough guy when you're not, if that makes sense.
No, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, I'm going to work on it because I'd like to go as well without getting jumped.
Because you are tough. But Don't be overconfident. But don't be underconfident.
Be appropriately confident.
Yeah.
Okay. I see. Act casual, but don't look
I'm gonna
like
get drunk.
you're acting.
Do
Okay.
they do flights here? She goes up to the bar and asks if they do flights.
I have 2 drinks.
How many can I have? She has a dumb plan to mess with somebody tonight.
As many as you want to buy. And I don't have to carry you out.
Mm-hmm. Start with 4.
4? Okay, I can do 4. That is going to be 2 gold pieces as he starts putting these drinks together.
Yep. Dumb plan.
Do you want them in separate glasses, or do you want me to get you a jug?
Let's start in individual. See if like the first 2 get me drunk enough.
Okay.
And he just starts turning a little red. So he just starts giving you the 4.
Yeah, you could sell this. This is called a flight. You could like fly to glasses. It's a new thing.
They don't have to be different.
You could say they're different, and once you're drunk enough, they start to taste different.
Oh, I technically can make it taste a little different.
And you're going to see a little bit of magic as he casts prestidigitation on the 4.
Hey, you wizard, you. Just gonna like a little shoulder bump. Take my flight. Pay him 2 gold. Go back to the table.
Nice. All
And
right.
I gotta check one back.
All right, make me a constitution saving throw. Did you drink your first one as well?
I forgot about that one.
Oh, Velfie drank hers.
All right, if you've drank the first one, go ahead and give me a constitution saving throw. Ruin and Friedrich have already made theirs.
Yeah, my
7.
constitution save throws are great. So
Delphi and
First
Friedrich are
one.
on the same level right now.
Hey.
the first one's a natty 20, so I was just fine.
Yep, no effect. Tasted good.
Yeah. All right. First flight. 17.
Still feeling okay. But so you got 4 drinks. So is that just the first drink, or are you taking the whole flight at once?
That was the first one on the flight.
Okay. Yeah, so you're still feeling good as y'all all see Dahlia just chugging drinks right now.
Turn it upside down, grab the next one, and I toss it back.
Another con save.
And 7.
You are on the same level as Friedrich and Velfie at the moment.
Okay. Upside down, I do another one.
All right, and do this one at disadvantage.
4.
You are a little worse for wear than Velfie and Friedrich.
Perfect. Plan's working.
I'm not in a hurry or anything.
We can take it slow.
Yeah. Maybe I'm just a lightweight, though.
Hey, I'll say the last one. That's fine. I'm just excited. This new plan is gonna fuck with Ignatius. Show up drunk. Never thought of that before.
Do you have plans this evening?
When-
It sounds like.
Yes. After missions, I have to usually go back. Yeah.
I'm just gonna sort of grab my neck and look for some sort of nod or signal.
She's looking at the ceiling.
Okay, it's lost.
Yeah.
And Ruin, you were going to say something?
I was gonna say as soon as like Dahlia mentions Ignatius, Ruin just downs his next drink.
Make me a con save.
19.
You're good.
And he just kind of sits there staring at the empty glass.
As Dahlia is staring at the ceiling, Friedrich and Velfi are pretty tipsy, and Ruin is the sober one of the party right now.
So Dahlia, you've got your evening cut out for you. What's everyone else got going on?
Is Velfi going on a date tonight?
I mean, I don't know. We just kind of said goodbye. And I mean, I don't know. You want me to call him? Should I call him?
You should.
Should I call him? What would I say?
Where did he go?
Well, he's
I know.
But
He's
she
so
leans in, she's like,
mysterious.
he's a mess. So he probably like went up there and he was like courting maybe. But
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he's up to, but who knows? Maybe I'll see him sometime, hopefully, at some point here in the city.
Maybe he'll call you first. He seems like someone who takes the initiative.
maybe he did run through a forest in the dark.
That is true. Yeah.
It was kind of cute.
He did. just a little bit. Still cute.
Yeah, that's a good word for it.
Hot.
What are you? Hot?
Yeah.
Hot? Yeah.
Hot's good.
Hot. Okay. Hot. Is that normal? What you call someone?
When you find them attractive?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess it kind of depends on your view, you know? Like, do you find yourself attracted to the way their face is?
And if it's yes, do you tell them?
That is entirely up to your confidence level. I personally think if someone likes somebody else, you should tell them.
Did you tell him?
I kissed him.
Oh. Did I see that?
I mean, we weren't hiding it, so
Okay.
we can do it again for you if you want.
I mean, it might be a little weird, but I mean, is it weird to kiss in front of people?
I mean, I don't have an issue with it, but some people might find it.
Why do people think why do people think it's weird to kiss in front of people? Is it like, is it?
I think people just feel weird when they see other people touch each other with their lips.
I haven't drank enough for this conversation.
You know what? Give me another drink.
Professor, have you touched someone with your lips before?
Yeah, have you
Anyone
ever?
else want a round? You know?
Belly raises her hand.
I could. You know what, Professor? I'll go up and get them this time. You can hang out over here with them.
I insist. Let's go together.
If this conversation is going to continue, I'm going to need another fuck up.
Yeah, I would go to the bar. Not out of like. It's not that Friedrich thinks it's weird. It's that Friedrich has never participated in those things. So he's like, I'm just going to remove myself from the conversation. I just kissed a book or two, you know. After you read it, it's really good. You just. So, Timble, my man, we're seeing a lot of each other tonight, aren't we?
Are you ordering a flight too?
Yeah, that sounds good.
I'm just ordering one more,
Okay,
and we'll see where the night goes.
I have learned something new tonight.
And he's going to make the flight first, and you're going to see prestidigitation cast on each one, and they are going to taste slightly different as he gives you your flight of 4, and
That'll be 2 gold pieces. And then for 1, that's just 5 silver.
I leave another gold on the table. And
Yeah, I'll put 3 down and take the flight back and just sort of sit it towards the middle of the table and take 1 and sort of imply that it's like a shared thing.
a shared flight.
Help yourselves. Yes.
I really do
I
like
love
when y'all
Halo.
come in here.
We come here for you, Timble.
I am dashing, aren't I?
So dashing.
The drinks are just extra. It's you.
Drinks are a perk. We're here for you.
I'm gonna chug the first one.
Chug, chug, chug.
and if you are drinking one, give me a con save.
Okay. Hey, 17.
15.
I think Ruin is just staring at the drink. Went up and got it to avoid conversation, but is just kind of.
All right, staring at the drink. Dolly is talking about kissing people. And Velfie and Friedrich are still on that like plateau right now, that happy buzz, as the conversation left off with, do you kiss people? Like, have you kissed somebody on the lips before?
What I heard was, have you used your lips on someone? that
On
was the
someone's
wording
body.
I
I
recall.
mean,
Yes.
Have you? Like, doesn't have to be the lipstick.
We're saying a lot of things.
Listen, I'm 2 fuck ups in, right? Yeah.
But no, I suppose the answer is no. I've always been married to my work, as they say.
Mm.
So
I guess work doesn't kiss back.
it doesn't. No. It's a rewarding relationship, but slightly different.
Well,
And now I'm
maybe
old.
there is a specific person who owns a certain type of shop that might be open to lip touching.
Mm.
Sorry.
The fuck ups have us speaking in riddles tonight. but you know, I'm an old man now, and you know,
Why are old men excluded from
Yeah.
happiness?
Old men can still find love.
not excluded from happiness, but you know, that sort of love seems like, I don't know. If you can't tell, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm
What
pretending
else?
like
What
I
else
do.
is there here, Professor? As like Ruin hasn't even looked up from the glass and is just kind of.
Knowledge, learning, study. Riveting topics, definitely.
There's also friendship.
And I would count you all as friends, definitely.
Oh, well, thank you, Professor.
We've been through a lot.
What is here for you, Ruin?
Like Ruin kind of comes out of his like space. What?
What's here for you?
I don't know.
Maybe you should take a walk, find your friend with the rock.
And Ruin just kind of sets his glass down and just walks out of the bar.
Do you think he's doing that?
Or I fucked up.
Ugh.
I take
don't
my
know.
last flight.
Roll me a con save.
No, it's an 11.
With an 11, you were going downhill, and like you managed to kind of plateau a little bit, and then you start like gliding downhill.
Oh.
Oh no. Greasy corner.
I think it's down.
Okay.
Can I
Is-
step towards the door and just sort of peek out and see which direction Ruin goes?
I would have tried to like slink away if at all possible. Like as soon as I got out the door, like
Roll a stealth check, Ruin, and roll a perception check, Friedrich.
not great. But, let me. I think that's a 11. Nope. 8.
15.
Looked at the wrong thing.
All right, with an 8 and a 15, Friedrich does see which direction Ruin's going in, but it looks like Ruin is trying to be sneaky about it, just not being very sneaky about it. And what way is Ruin going?
I'm not sure if Ruin knows which. I think he just like walked out of the bar and turned in a direction and started walking. Like I'm not looking for anybody in particular. I just am walking off by myself.
Was there any like expression I would pick up, like pensive, undecided, or like fuck this place, I'm out, or something else?
That I mean, I'm not like I don't think I'd be hiding the fact that he's like. It's like a combination of anger. I'd almost say a degree of fear, and just like trying to just like shut everything off because he knows what he has to do later and doesn't want anything to like any. He's trying to like detach from everything.
Okay.
So you probably see a lot, but none of it is like.
Probably a lot that would go right over Friedrich's head. And he's thinking about something. He has something on his mind. Okay, I'll go back to the table.
So, do you know where he went?
I'm sure he has something to take care of. I'm sure we'll hear back sometime tomorrow. Which reminds me, we don't really have a way of communicating with each other.
Oh, you're right. We don't.
We all have ways of like. I mean, I think I've seen some of us use individual sending stones with whoever they may be attached to, but we don't really have a means unless we're in the field.
Yeah.
As far as I know, DM, we can't use our pins to talk to each other, can we?
You cannot.
Maybe that's what I'll do with my time. see what I can come up with. It would be handy. I'm not trying to encroach on your lives within the city outside of your professional endeavors, but
No, I
you
think
never
I
know. It's
think
getting weird.
yeah, it's a good idea, I think, to stay in contact with each other. Especially, the more we find out about whatever's happening, it would be good to update each other.
Yeah. I mean, I know technically we just, I guess, work together, but I think we have a good circle of trust here in case something goes sideways.
I'd agree.
Maybe I can find something around town.
You can always learn a spell, I think.
Were there ways to sort of do that?
Yeah. Yeah, but I can't use it very often. I can use it once. No, wait. 3 times. Sorry.
An interesting sound it makes when you do that.
Yep,
Wow.
that's the call sign.
It's quite a.
I can use it 4 times. But yeah, I don't have it prepared. I have to sleep on it and learn it.
Good to know. I wonder who all can learn something like that.
Yeah.
We're all rather magically inclined, as far as I can tell.
I know that I can talk to people, but they'd have to be decently close to me, so. And I think I have to know where they are, but I don't really I can't think of a way to stay tabbed in on each other.
DM, don't you have like spell scrolls?
There are certain spell scroll shops, and there are certain ones that you all kind of passed in Loot's shop.
Okay. I'll bring that to the group's attention drunkenly.
Oh, another reason to go back to the underground.
Absolutely. Not a bad night for it, right? Or do we have? Delphi, I don't know what your plans will be. I guess you can speak with Auntie and we'll see what happens. I wouldn't want to encroach.
I don't know. I don't know, because we spent like 2 days together, so I don't know how like soon he wants to like hang out or whatever. I mean, like I could hang out again, but I don't want to like, I was just gonna take a nice hot bath after being out there for like a week in the grime. Sounds really nice.
Bad point. Good cup of tea sounds good. And a book and a fire.
Yeah.
I need to stock up on tea anyway. Maybe that's what I'll do.
I think you should do that.
It's hard to come by. The good
It-
stuff, at least.
Yeah.
And while you all are discussing that at the bar, Ruin, where are you going?
I think for like a short while, there's no real direction. Like I'm just kind of like I'll walk down, kind of towards the door, towards the, entrance to Sydonea, and just walk up a random, just like a random street, and at some point, I would find myself probably back at the. Was there like a park type, not like a. I mean, obviously not a park for kids to go play in or anything like that, but just like a spot where maybe people would just go, like just go and sit outside type of thing. Like,
There is the small area in front of the Order building that has that very large tree that has a couple of benches in front of it and like a little grassy section. But everything else is mainly concrete.
I think Ruin would probably I'd probably find my way back up, somehow end up, at the tree and just kind of sitting there staring off into space.
Alrighty. And while Ruin is sitting in front of the Order building, kind of off in his own world, what are you three at the bar doing? Are y'all going to the underground? Y'all staying there? Going to grab some tea? Getting another flight?
I think I got a few left from the flight at the table.
I don't think, well, we can't let them go to waste, I guess. So Belfie will take another one.
Roll me a con save at disadvantage now.
I
Oh,
feel like
no.
we had 3 left, maybe?
I think you had 2.
2. I'll have the other one.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll
'cause-
offer it to Dahlia first.
You take it. Here.
Dang it, I got a net. Oh, but I still got a 17, 18.
So yeah, you're holding on to that, like, I don't want to, it's a little further than a buzz, but you're not like plastered. You're holding on to it.
Okay. Whew. These are good.
And Friedrich,
What do I roll?
you took the other one, right? Con save.
I sure did. Con save.
At disadvantage now.
Do I get advantage on it?
At disadvantage.
Oh, because I'm a tough guy. No. 7.
You're slowly going down, little past Buzz, little past like where Velfie's at, kind of starting to get on Dahlia's level just a bit.
Perhaps I should walk around a bit before I go get tea. That'd be a good idea.
Yeah, might be smart. Show up as clear-headed as possible.
Yeah.
A walk sounds nice.
Would you like to go
Yeah.
for a walk, Dahlia?
Yeah, I think I might go on I have some stuff to stash, so
All right.
gotta find I don't know where to hide it though.
Hide.
How big is it?
It's a satchel. It's a book. It's, the medallion, the diamond, and the sending stone.
Well, I could hold on to it if you want, but I don't know how I'd let you know where I am. I guess, I don't know, I could show you where my dorm is if you ever need to come by and get your stuff.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
I think that would be safe.
I can stuff it under my bed.
And she's gonna like wait for like any like indicators.
Didn't get any. No indicator on that one. Nothing from the collar.
And nothing from Scholar either.
Mm-mm.
All right. So with the journal, Beltov's sending stone, the special medallion, and the revivify diamond in the satchel, she'll hand it to Velfie so that Weaselface. Wow, what's his name?
Ignitius.
I like Weasel Face.
Ignitius. Yeah, Ignitius doesn't get him.
Weaselface sounds good, though.
Yeah.
I like that.
Brain
And
stopped. Wow.
I thought it
Thanks.
was a
Yeah.
character.
No, that was all Max.
Yeah,
That was all
true.
Max.
Yeah, that
I mean, it fits though.
was like, if the shoe fits,
Woo! But no, she'll slide it over. She'll kind of like hang on to it for a minute. She's been looking for that journal for forever and letting that go.
I will keep this. I will guard it with my life.
Not with your life. Don't do that. I don't want someone to die for this again.
I will keep watch on it.
Okay. I'm going to unwalk and she'll just leave.
All right. And are y'all following after her to show Dahlia where the dorm is, or are we still staying here?
Oh
Or...
yeah. Did you want to?
Dahlia,
did you want to know what my daughter?
I can, or it might be. Oh, actually, it might be safer if I don't know. Maybe.
That's your call.
Let's just say not, because I can learn sending and find you later.
Okay. That works for me.
So, cool.
All right.
All right.
Enjoy your walk.
And if the sending stone goes off, you can answer it. You.
Okay, that was a good thing to say, because I don't know how I would have reacted.
It's Beltov. It's Beltov.
Oh. Okay.
She
Cool.
turns on her heel and quickly walks away.
All right.
And as Dahlia leaves, are Velfi and Friedrich doing anything?
Well, are you headed over to the tea house?
I take the long way, but yeah, not a bad idea. The
right.
very long way. Perhaps I can get some water or something from Timble on the way out.
And since he's been watching to see if you change colors, he's going to bring you over a water.
Here you go.
You're a saint. Thank you for your lovely service tonight. If anything happens to the colors, just remember the colors. They might look weird. I'm sure we'll be back in here, and then we can talk all about the color palette of our world around us.
Okay.
My good sir, and I'll slap him on the back and make my way out of the front door.
And Velfi will follow and just head towards the dorm.
Alrighty. And as we're all starting to split up, Dahlia, as you are leaving, where are you going?
She's going to the front gate. Is there like battlements or something that she can overlook, like the woods or anything?
There is like a section where there are stairs that like give you a vantage point, but it's specifically blocked off for the guards that are guarding this station. And you can see through the sphere, the big gate that they have open for when people are coming back in. It doesn't close until later. As you can see the forest line, but nothing's quite sticking out.
So, is there a place where she can get a vantage where she can start seeing the color shifts? She wants to start timing them to see if there's like time brackets.
Not at the main gate, because
Is
there is a Dolly would know that the main gate's pretty guarded. Like they don't allow anybody besides them to really go through it. But there is that big guard tower looking thing on the way to the underground that not many people are really around, and it's pretty easy to I don't want to say easy, but it's not impossible to scale that tower to possibly see what's going on the outside.
I'll do that.
Okay.
And then get up there and start timing it.
And as you are making your way there, going through where this is at is kind of like the slums of Sydonea. Like, it's not like the underground, so it's a little bit like, well, more taken care of, but it's definitely not a part that a lot of people go to. And as you are making your way there, you do notice a familiar drow leaning against one of the buildings, but he is talking to a dragonborn very intently.
Is the dragonborn familiar?
She is not. And she is blue.
Is it intently, like angrily, or is it just...
Roll me an insight check.
Natural 1. I'm very drunk, I guess.
Natural 1. You can't quite tell what's going on there. Like if they're angry at each other, if they're friends. Like you're not 100% certain, but he is leaning, like his back is towards you, but you see his like battle leathers and his quiver with the black arrows. And you can see her face, but you can't tell if she's angry, if she's a friend, or what's going on there.
Okay. I'll continue on then, since I can't pick up anything on that. And just...
If you want to, you can roll perception, and this is not a disadvantage because you're trying to hear.
Oh, no, that's better than I thought. Okay. 17.
With a 17, you get a few snippets of the conversation as you're going by. You don't get the full conversation, but she is very animately talking about what sounds like a plan.
I think I found the advantage point. I think I know where to go, Belle. I think I know where to go. This is actually happening. This is actually happening. I think I know where to go.
And you just hear him. Well, that is a wonderful thing. It sounds like we might actually be able to move forward. But how dangerous is this going to be? Just so you know, we are prepared for the worst.
Well, that's why we have planned it under such great cover, right? Right? No one's ever going to notice that I'm going down there.
And that's about all Dahlia can get as she continues walking.
Does she seem like a topsider or more like someone from the underground? Or is that hard to tell?
She doesn't look like either.
Huh.
Her clothes don't fit. Not the underground, not topsiders. It's almost very earthy in nature. And dark. Like it's meant to blend in. If she needs to.
Got it. Alrighty.
And you're able to continue on your way to the watchtower, and there is a ladder on the backside that Dahlia could easily climb up and get to the roof.
Okay.
And roll me another perception check at disadvantage, since it is
Alrighty.
sunny today.
Ugh, gross. $14.
With a 14, you have to squint really hard, and you got your big glasses on, but you still have to squint a little bit anyway. You do see a couple little blips outside of the sphere. Can't quite tell what color they are because of the color of the sphere is in the way.
Oh shoot, yeah.
But they're not happening like in a specific interval. It's almost like it's completely random.
Okay.
And while Dahlia is on the tower, Friedrich, what are you doing?
Where is the enchantee in relation to the bar? Is it close? Other side of town?
It's so like there's like this big like open center in Sydonea where like the Order building is in the center, and then you have like the bar on the right side and you got enchantee on the left, but it's a little bit of a walk.
Is there a fountain in the city?
There would probably be one on the lawn of the Order building where it's grassy, the big tree. There'd probably be a little one there, but there's not one in like the center of town that's really big, that's like a big monument.
Okay. Can I walk? Is it just me? Is Velfie still with me, or is it just me?
Just you.
Okay. I'm gonna go back to my apartment actually. And when I get there, I don't know if I have like a water basin or something that I would use to sort of freshen up. And I sort of like splash it around my neck and straighten my balding, thinning hair out, sort of flatten it down a bit, getting kind of smudges or anything off my face because we are coming straight from the road and the bar. And then hopefully by that time I've sort of gotten my wits about me a bit more. And then I'll go to Enchanty from there.
All right. And as you make your way to Enchanty, you get the scent of tea as you get closer to the door, and it's the most beautiful building in Sydonea in terms of like colors and flowers and things of that nature, and the pretty script that Enchanty is written in as you get close to the door. And there are a couple people leaving, like somebody enters as they're getting tea set up and everything, and getting like a scone or something that she's baked. What would you like to do?
She makes scones?
She has a little like tiny bakery included in there because scones and tea go very well together.
They do. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to just, make my way in and sort of like, is it a big shop or is it very sort of, what's the size?
It's cozy.
Okay. So I'll greet her as I walk in and say, good evening. How are you?
You see a little blush come to her cheeks.
Oh, hello. How are you? I hope you had a wonderful time. I haven't seen you in a little bit. I hope you're doing well.
Likewise. Yes, it's been a while. Yeah. How's business?
Oh, business is wonderful.
As she is pouring a glass of tea for a customer in like a little to-go mug type thing. And she hands it over. And then they walk out. And it's just you and her in the shop right now.
It's been a long time since I've had a good hot cuppa. Can I ask what you just made that, patron? And may I try it?
Oh, of course. It's got a little bit of chamomile in it and a little bit of vanilla. And I added a little bit of honey to theirs.
I like honey. I have a bit of a sweet tooth.
Okay. Do you want a lot of honey? Do you want a little bit of honey? Do you want me to like really load it up with honey?
How do you take yours?
I don't have as big of a sweet tooth, so you might not like the way I like mine. But that's okay.
I'd like to try it, though.
Okay, yeah. You want it like me? Okay.
And she very gingerly starts putting the materials that are needed for how she makes her tea. And she's got this little wooden like cup that is very elegantly adorned. Looks like it is handmade. And she puts a little saucer under it and she puts the tea on for you. And then she adds a little bit of like a honey container on the side.
Just in case you want it a little sweeter than mine.
This looks lovely, and it smells great. Thank you. And I'll try it.
What do you think? It's not too sweet. Chamomile and vanilla.
That sounds good to me. I don't like tea very sweet. Sorry, Friedrich does. I don't. So the player likes it. I don't know how Friedrich feels about it. No, it's very good. Very good. How did you get into the tea business? It's such, tea is so delicate and calming, and it seems the exact opposite of the world we live in. How did you find yourself doing this?
Oh, well, my mama used to grow tea before everything broke out, and I kind of learned from her.
Family business, very respectable. Honorable to keep it going through such difficult times.
Yeah, but I really like it. I lost my mama a while back, so it's really nice to have like a little piece of her here still, and she taught me everything I know, really, and it's kind of a way to honor her, and also I've added my own little twist to it.
There you go. Keep building on legacy, and it's good. None of us are here forever, but it's good to have a bit of us live on in the work that we do. So that's great. Is there anything you would recommend to take back with me? Sort of a regular, everyday type of tea.
Oh, I have an everyday type of tea. Okay, hold on 1 second as I look and see what I have in stock right now. And oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And hold on 1 second while I look at my notes.
I'll just be perusing.
And here we go. Nope. That's not it. This is it. Or it's not. There we go. She is going to get a couple of tea bags of this Celestial Harmony tea.
Ooh, I like the name.
And it's got an enchanting aroma and flavor that's said to bring a sense of peace and harmony to those that drink it. She's going to give you 5 bags. And then she's going to go and look for something else. And I want you to have this one too. And she's going to give you a 1 tea bag. I've added a little bit of magic to this one. And it can keep you safe when you go on your next mission. I know I send on Tyr with a lot, but I wish he had gotten into tea rather than what he's gotten himself into. But if you drink this and set it up the night before, it'll allow you for the next day to become ethereal, and you can pass through objects and ignore difficult terrain.
That is a bit more complex than your standard Sydonian breakfast tea. Okay. I can't wait to try this. Thank you. Is it a green tea, a black tea, and I know how hot to set my water temperature?
That one is a green tea. I hope you really like it.
Good to know. I don't mean to pry. How is Andir doing? We recently saw him. He seems to be keeping well. Hopefully he's stopped by to see you.
Oh, I haven't seen him yet. He hasn't come by yet, but if you've recently seen him, I'll probably see him sometime soon. I haven't seen him about a week and a half now. So I'm glad to hear you've seen him. That means he's alive and he's okay. And
yeah, if I see him again, I'll tell him to check in and to check in more often.
Oh, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. He'll be here, but probably before I can clap my hands or something. Like he's a really good boy.
Yeah. You said he's not into tea, unfortunately. It didn't rub off on him, I guess.
No, the growth of tea and everything that it entails did not rub off on my kid, unfortunately. Which maybe one day he'll pick it up. Maybe it's an old lady hobby, and when he becomes like an older man, maybe he'll really enjoy it.
Well, I'm an old man and I enjoy it, so there may be something to that. And here's hoping.
Here's to hoping.
Yeah. I'm gonna finish the tea in front of me just to not waste it. And then just say thank you for your recommendations, for everything. I need to stop in more often. Because it is I don't get to enjoy tea as often as I would like to. So yeah, we're in town for a few more days before we head back out. Maybe I'll see you again very soon.
Well, I would really enjoy that.
Yeah, as well. I'm going to turn to leave, but before I do, can I just look around the tea shop? Is there anything around, like paintings, trinkets, knickknacks, anything that's sort of do I see any foxes?
You do not see any foxes, but there are a lot of flowers, and all of the flowers are red.
Do I know what type of flower it is?
There are so many in this shop.
Okay.
But it seems like our favorite color is red.
Good to know. Well, have a great afternoon and hope to see you again soon. Cheers.
Oh, it's a pleasure seeing you again. I hope to see you again soon.
And then I'll do another polite nod and make my way out of the door.
Alrighty, and as Friedrich is leaving, what is Velfie doing?
So Velfie, with Dahlia's bag in tow, is headed back to the dorm to put it away safe and sound underneath her bed where no one can see it. So she gets to her dorm. And is it like, does she have her own bathroom or is it like a communal?
Yeah, she's got her own bathroom.
Okay, cool. So she's gonna start a hot bath and just relax into it for a minute, for a while, and just kind of mull over everything that's happened, and then she'll get out of the tub, start getting ready for bed, and pull out the book. Well, first she's gonna let Mira out, so that way Mira won't be in the scary realm, and she can just hang out around the room. So Mira's out and about, and then she'll pull out the book on Terravota and get comfy in her bed and read it.
Alrighty. And with the Terravota book, the first thing you see is a map. And it includes all of Terravota. And it's labeled Verdantis, Emberwind, Lorespire, Starhaven, Wildwood, and Shadowfen. And as you skim through it, there are mentions that Verdantis is the jewel of Terravota. There's a duke. It is very green, very beautiful. Emberwind is home of volcanoes and dragons and wild rapids. Lorespire is rumored that gods were born there. Some spires reach so high that they even touch the heavens. Starhaven is the closest you'll ever be to the stars. It is also where, and it kind of crossed it out. Wildwood is home to many elves, deep, rich forests. And Shadowfen has some of the deepest cave systems near Es Aurora. Some claim that it is so deep that it crosses into the Shadow Realm itself.
Okay. Could Belfi try to see or figure out, I guess? Because Cydonia is DM question. Cydonia is part of Terravoda? Or is it like
So with the maps, roll me an intelligence check. Straight intelligence.
oh no. 16.
16. With that, the maps you are given and the map that you see, there is a mountain range that runs on some of the maps. And the only big mountain ranges you see are through Starhaven. I also forgot to mention Draken's Reach and Shadowfen.
Oh, okay, I see.
So there's a big mountain range on Terravoda that goes almost from the northeast side down to the southeast side, almost all the way down the map.
So the maps that were given to by the order.
And then you have one from Gibby as well.
Do?
That showed you all of Shadowfen.
I do?
He drew you a map back in session 4, I think. It is in your, if y'all check your maps section in Discord.
Yeah.
He showed you a lot of what he could remember.
Is it the one with the black spot on it?
And he showed you where the School of Es Aurora was. So you can put together with that 16 that Shadowfen is the country that you all are in.
Hey. Interesting. Very interesting.
And then there is also Seraphim, the country of Seraphim. And then there's a whole country called the Badlands. There is rumor that a wicked, cruel witch lives in the center. And no one ever goes there.
Okay.
But also with the 16 intelligence check, you remember Gibby saying he hasn't been able to leave in 152 years.
So I guess Belfi would kind of be thinking that there might be some kind of barrier preventing anyone from leaving and perhaps from coming in.
Possibly.
Okay. Okay. So I guess with that, she'll put the book away and probably catch up on some studies that she's been neglecting due to being out in the field.
And with that, everything, like as you all are doing what you were doing, the sun starts to get lower in the sky. As it's starting to get close to sundown. What are Dahlia and Ruin doing?
She would have headed down after a while. She probably would have kept an eye out for Ruin. 'Cause she felt like she did something wrong.
And what is Ruin doing? Is Ruin still sitting there?
I think Ruin is just kind of like sitting by the tree because the tree kind of makes him feel like he's closer to his new patron, and he's going through like what this mask training is going to be like. What am I going to have to try? What am I going to have to do? Like, what do I do if they try to get me to take more of the serum or whatever? How do I like? So he's going through basically like everything that could go wrong and just kind of like what the result is for everybody else. Because I know what I want, and I know what, like, I know that on some level, I want to, like, I want this to be a fight with Ignatius, but I know that if I do that, I'm going to F things up for literally everybody else. So he's kind of like just going through all of this, like,
Would Dahlia pass by the main order building before heading to where she usually reports?
Is that the building where she needs to report?
The building that she normally reports in is at the church. But it would be on the way. It might be a little like, you kind of got to weave there. Like it's a little out of the way. But it's in the center of town. You're on the opposite side of town from where the church is.
She was going to take her time getting there. She was going to be as late as possible. She's going to be a bitch about it.
So if Dahlia passes by, then I'd say cheat seed Ruin.
yeah, I'm not hiding. Like, I'm not, it's not easy to hide when you're
Goliath.
Goliath. So you just kind of almost, or if there would be a very blank kind of look on his face.
I'll just sit by you. I won't say anything. She doesn't even know like what to say. She'll just sit there.
I think after a minute of like recognizing that Dolly is there, he'll be like, I hate him so much.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is going to involve this evening.
This evening?
I have mask training.
You're gonna be a mask?
I was at one point.
They said that Deer said that they can't force it.
But I took it once. But he also was in the mask and didn't have the gift, so I don't know if it's you have to have the gift to be a mask, or if that's just a perk of being.
He's a mask without it.
Right.
Do you still have the gift?
I have a gift, but not from whatever it is that they go by.
It's all fucked up sideways.
Yep.
And as you all are talking and the sun starts to set, and there's not really anyone on the streets right now, as typically people go home when it gets dark, you hear a popping noise. And in front of you stands an average height person with a chameleon mask. And their head just tilts as they look at you. And then there's a little bit of surprise to see Dahlia standing or sitting with Ruin.
Oh, well, hello. It's nice to see you here as well. I guess this will make my job rather simple.
And she's gonna, like, slowly turn her head, and Dahlia knows that Chameleon is unhinged. As she stares at Ruin.
I don't know what it is this time around, but something's different. And everything in my body is telling me to gut you where you stand, and I don't know why. But something's different. And oh, I don't like it. But that is not my job for today. I am here to, I was here to escort Ruin, but I guess I'm here. I can escort you too, Miss Dahlia.
It's not like we have much of a choice anyway. And she's gonna snap her fingers. And you all get teleported to a very dark room. It's made of dark stone. It is very similar to the room that Ruin was in originally. But there's nothing hanging from the ceiling in this one. It's cold. And you see all of the other masks are here, kind of chit-chatting to themselves. You see Bear, you see Crow. Crow's standing off in a corner with her arms crossed. You see Owl. You see Cat. You see Wolf. You see Dragon. You see Fox. And Fox is casually chatting with Owl. And he's kind of, you can smell your favorite scent very strongly now, as he has let all of that trying to hide it go. And you see a very, like, stiff demeanor, not the relaxed, like, man you guys knew on the road. This is a very business-like Fox. Chameleon is going to look at Dahlia and look at Ruin, but she lingers on Ruin, and it's almost like you see shivers go down her back, and you get this sense of bloodlust from her, as she is completely and utterly unhinged from what Dahlia knows of her. And she's going to walk over to Fox.
You look rather chipper. What has got you so excited?
I feel like I am the normal persona, but nothing gets past you, I guess. And he's going to just gently kind of like tap her on the shoulder. And she's actually going to take his arm and twist it. And you're going to hear Fox. Okay, this is the kind of day this is going to be, I guess. This is wonderful. As she lets go and she starts walking off, and you all see these little mats on the floor. They're in like 2x2s, and they are separated by at least 10 feet between them. And she goes to the one in the very front, skips almost, as she is extremely excited to be here. And she kneels on her mat as she looks in front of her. And you all see 13 cloaked figures. One has large skeletal wings protruding from his back. He stands in front, as the other 12 robed figures behind him just seem to be facing you all. You can also see Ignatius in the back of the room with his arms crossed, his hair greased back, and his eyes just look between Dahlia and Ruin. And what are Dahlia and Ruin doing?
I'm putting a death ward on Ruin.
Ruins kind of. I think he probably looks at the like skeletal winged figure, but doesn't. I think it's just he's like not focused on any one thing in particular, is just kind of like going between things. He like lingers a little bit on Ignatius and then just kind of goes back to looking around. Because I don't know why, I don't know what the next step is. So he's.
You will notice the figure, you cannot see their face, snaps his hands or snaps his finger, and it's almost like there is a huge pressure that starts to come down on your shoulders, all of you. I think it's time to begin now, don't you? As he's looking between all of the masks, and the masks start to slowly file in. You will see Bear goes and kneels on their little mat next to Chameleon. You see Owl next. You see Cat, Wolf, Dragon. Crow is in not the very last row, but one in front. And she kneels on her mat. And you notice Fox gets in or kneels on the mat next to Crow as he looks back at you two. And telepathically you'll both hear, if this is your first one, you might want to grab the last two. You don't want to make that one angry. He's not very nice.
I guess I'd make my way to one of the mats and
I'll go to the mat. I'm not going to kneel. I'm going to sit crisscross. Applesauce. Little rebellion.
And as everyone starts to get seated, the one with the skeletal wings that's protruding from his back steps forward. Today's training will incorporate your worst fears. You must not fear, for Freyr brings total annihilation. You will face your fears this night until there is no trace of it, and only you remain. And you start to notice as he is standing there, his face is covered. You cannot see any identifying things about him, but he's got this mature voice to him. And the 12 cloaked figures start to make their way to the masks. And one cloaked figure stands with each mask as they stand behind each one of them. Ruin and Dahlia will be the last two, as they also get a cloaked figure that stands behind them. And you will see first Chameleon, The cloaked figure behind her puts a hand on the back of her head, and she falls over. Next one puts a hand on the back of Bear's head. Bear falls over. And this continues until every single mask falls over. And Ruin and Dahlia feel the hand on the back of their head, and everything goes black. I need Ruin and Dahlia to roll initiative for me.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, great.
11.
1.
I mean, if it's initiative, it's a 3, but it's still not good.
Okay. And what is Dahlia's?
11.
11. That means Dahlia is going to be going first. And for everybody else, I will see you in a bit. As you wake up, like everything has faded to black, and you're going to come to as everything just fizzles in, almost like it's pixelated, and then it starts to clear up. You're in an extremely dark room, and you're in the center of like a beam of moonlight that is coming down. Everything outside of this beam is pitch black. Can't make anything out. But slowly, very, very slowly, something starts to make its way to you. And you realize that this thing looks very similar to you. The chain, headdress, the elongated limbs. As Dahlia is now seeing her form of dread.
I'll match it and go into my form of dread.
And
Am I able to?
yeah, you are.
Okay. And then I get 10 hit points. Does it react?
She tilts her head side to side. And in your voice, we're just monsters, aren't we? And I need you to roll initiative.
Three.
3. All right. So she rolled a dirty 20. So she is going to go first. And she is going to cast Guiding Bolt at 2nd level. Does a 18 hit?
Yes.
That is going to be 14 points of radiant damage as you see her the same way you cast yours is going to throw a guiding bolt at Dahlia, and it's going to hit.
Reaction. First level. Where is it? Hellish Rebuke. I need a dex save.
That is an 18 on the die.
Okay, so you get half.
Okay.
Half of 4, so 2.
2. All right. As she takes that 2 points of damage.
Perfect.
She just cackles. And she's going to use the remainder of her turn to run at you.
Right. All right. Since she's here, I'm going to inflict wounds on her. Wait. It's a form of dread. Immune to frightened. No, doesn't make me immune to necrotic. Cool. Okay. All right. So I will do it in inflict wounds as a roll to hit.
Okay.
That is 17.
17 hits.
Okay, so I need 5d10. 4. $35 damage.
Okay.
On that first one. Well, the only one. I'm gonna stay where I'm at. Yeah, and just tell her you don't even have the laugh right.
And as
And then she goes, I hope it's not my laugh anyway.
and as you do that, she's going to tilt her head again. What do you think he would think if he saw us like this? And she is going to cast inflict wounds as well. And she is going to cast this at 4th level. I don't think that hits with an 8.
Oh, no.
As she tries to go and misses. It is now your go.
Okay. Okay. Too. That's too crazy. We'll just continue with the inflict wounds because that's my biggest one.
Okay.
Ooh, natural 19 plus 6.
Go for it.
It's 5d 10. Oh, that's not very good. 2, 1, 2, 8, 9, 16 damage.
16. Nice.
That'll be it. Oh, let me get rid of that spell.
And as she takes that full inflict wounds, she's still staring at you, and you're going to notice that her face becomes contorted. She gets a little taller. She gets a little longer. And her teeth start to sharpen. They'll notice eventually. And she's going to try and cast Hold Person. And that is going to be a 15 wisdom save.
Okay. Oh, okay. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20 are good, as that is her go. What do you do next?
Scroll up. Scroll up. There we go. There we go. Gonna inflict wounds again. Last one at 3rd level.
Okay.
Okay. 22.
22 hits.
Next. 1, 5, 12. 20.
20. Alrighty. And as you get that 20 on, she starts to look even more monstrous. Her face starts to sink in, and it starts to get this skull-like appearance as her skin stretches over. And she's going to try and cast Inflict Wounds as well one more time. And that is going to be a natural 20.
I don't have shield. Nope, I do not. Okay. That wouldn't do anything. Never mind.
And that is going to be... She cast it at 3rd level. That is going to be 151 points.
So that's more than my max.
And as you're going down, she's going to cast Cure Wounds. We're not done yet. And she's going to heal you for... Well, healing word, let's see. 5!
Am I prone?
As she would have cast it while you were falling down. As she does that 151 points of necrotic damage, Dahlia starts falling down. And it's almost like she grabs your hand before you fall down. And she's just holding it there. As she very quickly casts Healing Word. And her teeth are even sharper. Her skin is sunken in and started to turn like this bone white. You can't get rid of a monster that easy. And then she
I'm gonna
lets
tell
you
her.
go.
I am going to... Jeez. Louise. So I'm not in form of dread anymore. Okay, healing word, myself. 1st level. That's a bonus action. 2d4. Ooh, nice. Heal, and then I'm going to attempt a command
Okay.
for her to grovel.
And
I need a wisdom save.
that is a 15 on the die.
Beats it. Okay. That's my turn.
And then as you are really bloody after that last attack, it's almost going to look like she steps into your space. We're the same person, darling. And you get this cold chill, as if she has merged herself with you. And it's almost like you can feel that monstrosity, that just monstrous feeling prickling underneath your skin. As it's almost like she's merged herself with you. And you are alone in a dark space with nothing but moonlight surrounding you. Everything else is pitch black.
And I'm not waking up?
Roll me a wisdom save.
Had I cast something before?
Sure.
Where know. Oh, I might not have enough. I do not have enough. Okay. I cannot. 18.
18. The DC was 15.
Okay.
Everything starts to fade, but you still feel that prickle of something underneath your skin as you are waking up.
She's going to reach out for Scholar.
Okay.
Does she feel him at all?
Roll me a D100.
24.
It is not here.
Is that normal, or is that feel like a bigger absence?
This feels like a bigger absence.
Okay.
But it's almost like he can't reach.
Okay.
So one sequence is over. And now we begin ruins. I will see everybody in just a
I'm
bit.
so excited.
All right. So it's
Oh,
just
boy.
you and me.
Yeah.
And everything begins to, as it fades to black and starts to pixelate in, you're in it doesn't even really have much to it at all. It's this dark room, but you do see chains in the floor. And you hear clapping as this very dark red being shows up. And he just stares at you. And you'll start to see flashes across his face of other masks. You see bear, you see owl, you see dragon, you see cat, you see fox, you see crow, you see chameleon. You're no different than they are. You are the exact same.
Is he like waiting for a response?
He's just
Like,
staring at you.
I was. My choices are mine now.
Oh, so you think. You're just under the mentorship, or what do you want to call it, of someone else? Still have a patron. Still have somebody to tell you what to do. You're no different than they are. You never will be any different than they are. I need you to roll initiative. One.
3. It's a 1.
All
That
right.
dice is that's the brand new dice that I just bought the other day. That's going off into jail for the rest of the game.
And he's going to stand there as he rolled a natural 20 for his initiative. He's just going to stand there. Want to kill me too? Is that all you're good for?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. All of these ideas of... And you're going to see Ignatius's face. Killing this one. And he's going to change his face again, and you're going to see another mask. Killing this one. Face change again. Killing this one. Maybe even. And you're going to see his face change again, and it's covered in white. And a veil. That of the outfits of the unknowns. Or maybe even this one. As he stares at you with the same shape. You never saw what Vanna's face looked like. But with the same shape as Vanna.
Like Ruin has, I don't think I've even pulled my sword out. Like I'm not gonna, whatever this is doesn't control me anymore. Like I have made terrible choices. I have failed so many people. But I'm not just a tool.
So you think. Bad decisions have consequences. You can't change. And it's going to walk towards you. And it is going to use 2 attacks with its chains that it holds in its hands. First one's a 26 to hit.
Yep.
And that is going to be 13 points of slashing damage on that first one.
I'm gonna use my Stone's Endurance to try to knock some of that down. So I only take 2 damage.
Alrighty. I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Oh, good. That'll go well. 10.
10. You are currently grappled. And you're going to take another 7 points of piercing damage as it now has you grappled.
Oh, good.
That is its go. What would you like to do?
So I'm grappled. That means my movement is 0, right?
It does.
Well, let me. As my bonus action, let me make sure that I can. Yeah, and just verbal. I'm gonna Misty Step 30 feet away.
Okay.
So I wouldn't be in the grapple anymore because I'm not in that spot.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I'm gonna go. Doodly-doo-doo. Oh, of course that moved in a weird direction on my screen. Right over there. I'm gonna cast Armor of Agathis on myself, so there's just like this kind of like icy armor comes over the top of Ruins, like, and that's my turn.
Alrighty. And as you do that, you are going to notice these chains move. They all move on their own according to whatever this thing decides it wants to do. And the first one that is closest to you is going to take an attack with the chain. And that is going to be, I don't think it hits with a 16.
Does not.
And then he's going to use his movement to get within 10 feet of you. And he's going to lash out 2 more chains. The first one does not hit And the next one, don't think hits with an 18.
Was it 18?
18.
Okay, no, it does not.
As he just grins at you. You want to kill everything you set your eyes on. Your party will see that eventually.
So you said the chains move?
Yeah, so they are their own thing.
Okay.
They have their own turns after him
Okay.
or during his turn.
I'm oh, I have to put my, because I have temp HP right now. Yay. I'm going to, is it my turn? I
It
don't
is your
wanna,
turn.
like, assume that okay. I'm going to attempt to, I'm going to keep my distance because he's still like, he's 10 feet away, right?
He's 10 feet away, yes.
Oh, but if he's can, so if I move right now, would he get a attack of opportunity since I'm leaving? I'm technically leaving his.
He would, and the other train would too. So you'd have 2 attacks going against you.
Then I'm going to shoot 2 Eldritch Blasts at the red chain.
Okay.
First one is a 16.
Does not hit.
Okay. That's not going to hit either. Because that's even less than a 16.
Alrighty. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
Nope, because moving isn't gonna help me. So.
And for his turn, he's going to move 1 more space closer, and he's going to attack you with these chains. And you see these chains that he's holding are wrapped around his arms, and the other one is just floating there as 3 attacks are going to come your way. First one's going to be a 25.
Okay.
The next one is a 13, so I know that misses.
Yep.
And the next one is a 27, so 2 of those are going to hit.
Okay.
That first one is going to be a 14 points of slashing damage.
Okay. He is going to take 20 cold damage.
Okay. And as you do that, his face turns to Antier's face. And you see dead eyes, and frost starts to form on his cheeks. And what will that lovely little bard think when she finds out you killed me? As he now has this dead face. And you also take 10 points of slashing damage from that second attack.
He takes another 20 points of cold damage as he eats through my. It's Armor of Agathis says, if I'm reading it as written, it says a creature takes cold damage when it hits you with a melee attack while I have the temporary hit points. So you did 14 the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second time you got through the rest of it.
Okay, so
Yeah,
it takes another 20.
Yep.
You do notice cold does not do quite as much as you would think it does. But when that second attack comes around, the face changes again. And now it's Professor Friedrich. And in his voice, I thought you were my friend. As his eyes glaze over. And with that is your go.
Know what the. Do I feel like fighting this thing is the only way out?
Roll me intelligence.
14.
You were told that this is a fight or a training to face your fears until none of it is left.
Then I guess I'm going to swing at the thing in front of me.
All right, roll to hit.
Actually, bonus action, I'm going to Hexblade's curse it, and then I'm going to attack it. Because I'm going to Hexblade's curse the big guy. And then swing. Well, I'm going to use my inspiration because that was a natural 1, and I'm not going to hit myself during the... does a dirty 20 hit?
It does.
Okay. So that's the first attack. Well, I'm not doing well, so that's 9 damage.
9, okay.
And then I'm going to swing a second time. That's a miss. That's 13.
And as you hit on that first one, it sticks. And you see the face change to Dahlia's. And you see blood dripping from her mouth as you have a sword impaled in her stomach. I thought we were one and the same. As her eyes glaze over, and now it's go. And it is going to use its chains. It's got 3 near you. The first one's going to be a 19 to hit.
Meets it, beats it.
Meets it, beats it. Next one's an 18, so that one fails. And then the next one is a 19 as well. So you will take 8 points of slashing on that first one.
Okay.
And then 12 points of slashing on that second one.
The second one, I'm going to try to use my second Stone's Endurance and soak some of that up. So I knock 7 away from that second one. So you said 9 on the first hit?
8 on the first one, 12 on the second.
8. Okay. So I take 13 total.
It is now your turn.
No. I guess I'm gonna swing again because that's all I've got at the moment. I don't know, like, if I don't swing, I'm gonna die, and I know that if I die, I let people down. If I live, I let people down. But this is the only thing that I've got at the moment. That is a 26 to hit.
That hits.
So I hope that hits. Okay. That's 11 damage on the first hit.
Okay.
That's a natural 1.
Okay, with the natural 1, you don't have any inspiration or anything?
Nope.
So in this case, you go to swing, and it's almost like you go through him. And with that first attack, doing 11 points of damage, the face shifts again. And this time it is Velfi. But in your head, like almost in your head. So this is what you do to people that you don't like, or they keep secrets from you. You kill them too, huh? All those little secrets she was carrying was worth her death, huh? As it is now, it's go, and it's going to use those 3 attacks again. 14 misses. Next one's a 21. And the next one is a dirty 20. So that is going to be 7 points of slashing and 8 points of slashing. So that is 15 points in total as you see Velfi pretty much impaled in front of you as her eyes go blank. What would you like to do?
It said I have to kill it, and I'm afraid of letting people down. So I'm afraid of like that people's faith in me isn't there, and if faith in me is coming back, then I have to keep fighting. That's gonna miss. That's gonna miss.
All right. And with both of those, you still see Velfi as the face hasn't changed. It's going to take those 3 attacks against you. That first one's going to hit with a 23. Next one's going to hit with a 22. Next one's going to hit with another 21. So that first one's going to be 8 points of damage. Then you have 10. So we have 18 in total.
Okay.
And then 9. So that's going to be 27 points of damage in total for that attack.
Ruins at 2.
Okay. And what would you like to do on your turn?
I don't have a choice. Looks like I'm not making it out. I don't. 17.
17 hits.
12 damage.
12.
Yep.
Alrighty.
That is a 19.
19 hits.
15 damage.
15. All right. And on that first attack, as you swing, the face changes. And you cut a unknown across their chest. And that white uniform just starts to turn red. And in your head, don't understand why you care so much now. You weren't really nice to her. And then on that second attack, your sword cuts through Selen's throat. And you just hear gargled noises as her eyes go blank. And it is now its go. That first one misses with a 17. Next one misses with a 12. And the next one misses with a 13 as it doesn't get any attacks off this round. What are you doing?
I feel like Ruin is like there's full-blown tears in his eyes seeing that he's possibly cut down Selen, but I don't have anything else. Like he's full, I guess survive. He needs to survive because he knows that this isn't real. That this can't be the way that like this goes, and he can't let everything that he's worked so hard for get taken from him by somebody that he doesn't, or something that doesn't have, that something else that's controlling what he's doing again. Natural 20.
Nice.
So that's 8. Okay, so 8. So that would be 13, 14, 15, so 16 plus, so 21 damage on the first hit.
Alrighty.
And that's cocked. Does a 17 hit?
17 hits.
That's another 13 damage.
13. And as you do these last 2 attacks, your sword lodges in to its gut, and the face changes. Face changes to yours as it looks at you, and this is a familiar figure because you see it in the mirror, see it in reflections all the time. And in your voice, you are one of them. You can't save them. You can't even save yourself. What makes you think you're worthy of anything?
My friends make me worthy.
As it slides off your sword and hits the ground, everything starts to fade to black. All right. And as you both are waking up, I need you to roll me a d20. Straight d20. D20.
Okay. 6.
5.
Okay. All right. As you are waking up, most of the little rolls, bed rolls that they had everybody on, you will notice Bear is up. Bear doesn't seem phased at all. You will notice Crow is up. Crow is shaking a bit. You will notice Owl is up. Owl is shaking their head slowly. But other than that, you don't get much from them. Chameleon is at the front screaming and yelling that she wants to go again. Let me go again! I cannot fail! And she is just screaming. You will notice Fox is up. You notice the same stiff figure. Like nothing has phased him. You see Cat. There's small tremors in Cat's hands. Other than that, you don't notice anything. You notice Wolf is up. Wolf seems to be breathing slightly raggedly. But you both notice that Dragon has not woken up yet. Do you two want to explain how you're getting up? Ruin first.
I think Ruin is... Because now, mechanically, are we at the life that we're at?
Mechanically, you are at the life you were at in the fight.
Oh. So we have that damage.
I think Ruin's barely standing up. Like, I think he almost, like, if Dahlia's next to him, he's putting a hand on Dahlia's shoulder and, like, helping her up, but lifting himself, but, like, using her to lift himself up at the same time, kind of thing.
Hardly anything left.
Yeah.
She's probably just gonna, like, just sit there a minute.
Yeah, I think it takes a minute for Ruin to stand up to. Like, I'm gonna, like, get up to maybe a knee, and that's as far as he can, like, as I can, like, muster to get up for a while.
Does Ruin look hurt?
Do we have, like, the physical, like, or is it just, like, look completely drained, like, if you know?
It looks like you.
It like
It is
mental life total.
It is mental, but it's almost like you took psychic damage. So it would be like the nose, the ears, maybe even the eyes.
Oh, then Ruin has, like, blood coming out of everywhere.
I'm gonna heal you for 10, see if anything happens. Does he feel
definitely looks
better?
Definitely looks. Oh, well, like I feel better than I did.
Cool. Okay. I'm gonna lay back down.
And as you both are doing this, y'all notice Dragon starts to convulse.
Oh fuck! I'm gonna run over. Well, crawl over. And do another heal. No, I can't afford to do that. 6, 7, 8, 9 healing into him.
And you notice like the seizures, the convulsing that is currently happening with Dragon slowly start to fade, but they are not waking up.
Can I look, because you said like Fox was completely like stoic? Like,
Yes, Fox
just
is
looked like
very
he was-
stoic.
Can I do an insight check on him, because that was a
Go ahead.
special kind of it's dirty 20.
You get nothing from him.
Nothing.
He's either a very good liar or it did not bother him at all.
Ruin. I think I finally make my after Dahlia's help, I finally like make my way to my feet, but it's that like after like a really big workout, like barely like standing up, like got that wobble going, then it kind of looks like a wind could blow him over.
And just the person at the front with the skeletal wings that are protruding from his back has just been silently watching. Training is concluded for today. Go home. Rest up. I will see you later. Certainly looks like most of you barely were able to handle it. Fear will be your annihilation. Get rid of it. And he's going to turn around and he walks straight back. And it's almost like darkness engulfs him.
And Dragon's still not awake?
Dragon is not woken up.
He has a pulse still?
Roll me a medicine check.
$22.
It's very faint, but it's there.
Spare the dying just in case. Is anyone doing anything to try to help him?
Nope.
I'm gonna look right at Fox.
And Fox just... You will notice the turning of the head as he looks at you, but he does nothing.
Is Dragon very big?
Dragon looks to be tall and lanky.
Can Dahlia pick him up?
Give me a strength check at disadvantage because of how badly you all are hurt.
My strength of 1? Well, she is determined. Okay, I got a 17.
Nice. With that 17, you are able to pick Dragon up. But you also will see Crow shaking her head very subtly.
We're supposed to abandon humanity now?
When you ask her that question, she stops shaking her head and lets you do what you want.
She doesn't know what she's gonna do, but she'll go out of the room now.
Like, I don't even know where we are, so I'm like,
Chill. Are we in the chapel?
You don't really know where you are.
She's gonna leave now with confidence.
And as Dahlia is leaving with confidence, very battered and bruised, with a barely hanging on dragon,
With 5 health.
with 5 health, you're gonna notice
How dare
Chameleon
ye show up here,
walk over in like this huffy,
thinking that
puffy
there are no
rage.
consequences.
But before she says anything, in Ruin's head, and you're going to notice everybody in this room, every mask, like pauses. And they just get a shiver down their spine. And they all look at Ruin. But they have you get the sense that their body language is confused. Chameleon shakes her head. Oh, I want to rip you apart, and I don't know why. But we're not supposed to do that. As she's like jittering. So I guess I take you home until I'm given a reason that I can tear you apart.
I'm sure we'll find a reason.
I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait. And first, since Dahlia walked off,
Sorry.
there's going to be
She's probably outside.
there's going to be a snap in the room. And then Ruin is deposited exactly where Chameleon picked him up. And then she's gone.
Because Ruin will look around for Dahlia because he knows that Dahlia was there with him.
And as Dahlia is making her way outside, Ignatius soon follows. Why are you carrying him around everywhere? He failed.
Trying to find a healer.
Just drop him there. There'll be somebody that pops up eventually.
Is there somewhere nice, like a bench or something that I can...
It's just like stone, cold stone.
She'll sit down and just hold him then.
Well, you're taking care of the mask now. That mean you have a care for them now?
No.
He's just gonna look at Dragon, look back at Dahlia. Could have just left him there.
Could have. I don't always make good decisions, though.
I need to report.
Okay. About the weather? It's a bit gloomy.
About the beast.
Cleric base? It's dead. It's got a lot of bodies in there. Not much loot. Kind of boring. We left a lot of the bodies there. Got some gold. Do you want that?
I have no interest in gold. Anything to note about Ruin? Don't know what that was in there, but...
He's tall. He likes green.
Green. And he just ponders that for a second. I will have your mask ready as soon as the ball is over. Be ready.
Aye, aye, Captain.
And he's going to walk back in where the other masks are. And you're going to hear Chameleon in that unhinged voice. Where is Dahlia so I can send her home?
She doesn't move.
And then you hear like very angry footsteps. Like she's an average height woman, but she's got like a lot of oomph behind everything she does. And you just hear that like the very like short stomps as she swings the door open that you went through with Dragon. You, yeah, we're going home. We're going home. And you just hear a
Before she comes in, can I peek at who Dragon is?
sure. There's no one else in the room. You lift Dragon's mask and you see porcelain-like skin, very pale, like very like full lips, very long, beautiful eyelashes, long brown hair, elven ears. He's a very pretty man. And he's like cut, his whole face is just smeared bloody. And the back of his mask is covered in it too, like he was coughing it and his mask couldn't let it out, so it just drooled down the side.
I'll clean him up a little bit and then put it back on. And then I'll let Chameleon come in.
And you're going to hear a very faint, like gaspy, thank you.
Yeah. And I'll set him down.
And then Chameleon stomps in and bamps you away with that pop noise. And you are also outside of the Order building with Ruin, and she is gone.
That was something.
Okay.
You think the bar is still open?
Maybe. You want it? The bar? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I sleep there, so that's.
All right. Yeah. Let's go there.
But I definitely need a drink after whatever that was.
Let's do it. Let's do that. And she'll head there.
And you two are able to head to the bar. It's busy about this time. Is there anything you specifically want to do in the bar, or are we just drinking until we go to sleep?
I think I'm just getting like a single drink. I'm not like, I think it's that this has been probably the roughest of days, and I just want.
Dahlia's gonna watch Rune carefully. And just make sure he's doing okay.
There's like the blood isn't there anymore, because that's like, well, actually, I mean, it might still be there. I didn't clean myself up.
A little crusty.
Yeah. Looks like he's been in a pretty bad fight, I guess. And don't know if you'd see the. I don't think he's like look. I don't think he's really even looked at Dahlia since he's like, since they've walked in. Walks up to Timval and asks for a couple of fuck ups.
And a couple fuck ups cost a gold piece. He gives them to you very quickly and just looks at you funny.
I hope the other guy looks worse.
Yeah, I do. And then I walk to find like a small table, I guess.
And is Dahlia doing anything specific?
Just getting a fuck up. Was that? Did you say yeah, I do?
Yep.
Okay. Noted. She'll sit down, not say a thing, because it's Dahlia. She doesn't pry.
And
And she will drink heavily.
And you two are able to sit in your corner and kind of like in this peaceful silence, drink heavily, drink as much as you want. And then you're able to head to sleep as everybody gets a long rest.
Good, because until Dahlia saved me, I was at 2.
My gosh!
The boy almost died.
I did. That was so cool, though.
It was really,
so
really cool.
Dolly's gonna be sleeping in.
We don't have to be anywhere, so
She is not waking up early.
And as you all get a good night's sleep and the sun starts to rise, what are Velfi and Friedrich doing with your morning?
I think Velfi, she probably wakes up around like, I don't know, maybe 9 or 10. And Mira's cuddled up with her. She's just gonna pet her for a little bit. And then she'll get dressed, get out of bed, get dressed. Take her a bag and put her journal in it. She's gonna put the book about Terravota in her desk drawer underneath a bunch of papers. And then she will take out a key, put that in her bag. And then after a quick look in the mirror, she's going to turn towards the door. But she feels like she's forgetting something, like something's missing. And she's going to turn around and look around her room until it zeroes in on that rapier that she found in the cave. And she doesn't know how or why, but she walks over there, puts the rapier on her person, and then she heads out the door and is headed to her childhood home.
Alrighty. And as you are walking to your childhood home with that key in tow, Friedrich, what are you doing?
Friedrich is having a cup of tea and just nothing super special, not the special kind. And reading the books that I have in my possession. And I want to start off, I believe I had marked a page in Shadowfin's Virus, and I only read a little bit because it was getting late. Is it correct?
Shadowfin's virus, I think you got most of it. Are you talking about the one that Seraphina gave you?
I think it was that one then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was just called soul work.
Soul work. Okay. I'd like to peruse that one.
Alrighty. And as you're perusing, and you're not really doing this very quickly, like you've got a lot of time, you're just fluffing through it. That book goes into detail about Aurelia's history. It talks about why the school of necromancy went underground in the North Starhaven. And the research that they were doing. Aurelia School of Necromancy required students to understand their soul before they could ever take part in necromantic activities. And there is a ritual in the book for students to complete in order to grasp the concept of their soul. The ritual includes 3 trials: reflection, sacrifice, and enlightenment. It then goes into detail about how some people don't have a soul. Very few, very, very few are born without one. But some people barter their soul away. It goes into the creation of necromantic magic and how necrosix is responsible for that. And how the descendants of necrosix seem to have a connection with the dead almost better than they do with the living. And then the last half of the book is written in a language you don't understand. There are a lot of diagrams, and it appears to be an extremely complex ritual.
Separate from the earlier ritual? Or does it seem like more detail of the earlier ritual?
This is separate. And being a wizard and understanding diagrams are typically in a common language, just diagram, like pictures and things like that. So while you can't read what it says, you know that this magic is a lot more powerful than the ritual at the beginning of the book. This is the kind of magic that if you are not strong enough to cast it, it will take and take and take. You've got to be extremely powerful to cast that kind of magic.
Can I tell what the intention of the ritual is?
The book is named Soul Work. And you see diagrams of bodies and diagrams of something being put into one. And then diagrams of something, the same thing that's being put into that body, later shows you how to take it out. And it's almost like something leaves the diagram's mouth and then is sealed in something else.
And just humor me, that language wouldn't happen to be abyssal or infernal, would it?
I did double check your languages before I created this book, and nope.
You know, I'm always trying to, the professor's trying to keep his, never mind. Okay. The earlier ritual about reflection, sacrifice, and enlightenment, are there steps? Does there seem to be any components involved? Any more detail to that?
Everything that is listed seems to be very common components. But there is a step-by-step guide on how to get to those trials and how to do them.
Do I have to go somewhere? Something you do in your mind?
With the steps that are provided, this is something that students can do at home. So it's almost like they are transported somewhere else.
Can I get a sense of how much time it may take to do it?
This looks like it could take a couple days.
Does it all have to be done at once?
It does not appear to be so. But in order to grasp the full concept of your soul, you have to do all three.
Right. And you said, so Aurelia's history, the school went underground in the north in Starhaven. Starhaven, like a geographical location, a city. Can I tell what it is from context?
From context, you get the idea it might be a country.
Okay. Lovely. Okay. What about Eternal Echoes, Unveiling the Tapestry of Souls? I don't think I've read that one at all yet.
Eternal Echoes, as you are able to take your time and study, this delves into themes of reincarnation, shared experiences across lifetimes, and the echoes of our actions resonating through eternity. With in-depth meditation, you may be able to gain knowledge from past lives, if you can connect with it.
Is there any detail about how to do that?
It talks about how you do need to understand yourself fully in order to understand past lives.
Okay. I'm picking it up here. These are complimentary goods. Okay. Anything else in that book?
Nothing else you can get right now.
Okay.
And as you're mulling over these books, Belfie, you reach the doorstep of your old home. Would you just like to describe what it looks like on the outside?
I'd say it's, like she grew up modest. They weren't poor, they weren't rich. They were comfortable. Yeah, it's kind of town homey, I would say since she hasn't been back, and I don't think anyone has been there since she left, I would say like any kind of greenery that was outside is looking a little, disheveled, not really taken care of. But it's a modest house.
It's a modest home. And when you get there, the greenery has definitely died. No one's really taken care of it. You can see the wearing of the door that leads inside. What would you like to do?
Velvy is going to stick the key in the door. And before she's gonna take a deep breath before she opens it up, steps inside, closes the door, locks it, and just kind of takes in her childhood home that she hasn't been in since they left.
Would you like to describe what it looks like on the inside?
It's, the kitchen is to the right. There's a small foyer and it bleeds into the living room. Where there are stairs that lead up to the second floor. Where Belfie's bedroom would be and her parents' bedroom would be. And maybe like a small like den, like office-y type room.
And as you take in what you grew up in, there's a thick layer of dust all over everything. No one has been in here. Nothing has been touched. And you will notice in the den some of your mother's music notes. You will notice in another corner some of the ranger gear your father used to use. He recently updated to something new, so his old stuff's sitting there. His bow, his quiver, some of his old battle leathers. And as you were taking everything in, roll me an investigation check.
Of course. $16.
With a 16, you notice a notepad in the corner on the table that's in the den.
Buffy is going to walk over to the notepad and look at it, read it, see what's there.
Nothing's on it. But roll me another investigation check.
23.
With a 23, you notice there are indents on the notepad, like they have taken a note off.
Buffy's going to take the notepad and put it in her bag. And I guess maybe like look around the den and see if maybe there's anything else that could point to anything her mother had said in her dreams or anything related to the raiders at all.
You don't notice anything else. You get the sense that that notepad, whatever was on that note where you can see the indents, might be your hint.
Is there like a pencil?
There is
around?
a pencil right where the notepad was.
Buffy's gonna take the notepad back out. And she's going to very lightly scrape the pencil over the paper to see if she can read what's written there.
And when you do that, you see a very familiar note. You got one not too terribly long ago. Meet me if you're serious. And it's signed. Si Père. And there are numbers underneath the signature.
Can you spell what the signature says?
SEPEHR.
Oh.
Si Père.
There. Numbers. Can I tell what the numbers are?
They look like coordinates. And this is the same handwriting from the one that said, meet me at the Clever Slug if you're serious. That y'all got in session 0.
Is there a map anywhere?
You have plenty.
Okay. Cool. So I guess Velphi, she's a little like, she's excited, she's shocked. She's going to take that paper or the notepad and put it back in her bag. And I guess she'll kind of just walk around, pulling out like random memories that come to her head. She remembers one conversation she had at the kitchen table with her parents about like boys and how protective her dad was, saying that anyone catches your eye, you let me know because they need to be respectful. And then he goes on and on and on. And she kind of thinks about Antir and says, well, I met someone, but I don't know if you would like him because he is a mask. And he would probably kill you if he had the chance. She kind of like, she says that like in a low voice as she's thinking about that. And she'll just kind of stand for a moment, kind of mulling that idea in her head. She's got two sides that she's confused. She's not sure of anything. And she'll kind of shake it off and take one last look around, visit her room, and make her way back out, lock the door, and I think she'll head to the tea house.
And as Velfie is making her way to the tea house, Ruin, what are you doing?
I feel like Ruin, I take a long, like a long time to wake up. Like, I don't even think I got out of my, like, I fell asleep with my gear on, like, just because my body was just not and we drank a lot. So, you know, just kind of, I'd get up, like, take a bath, I guess. Would that be what you'd have a like bath in your room or whatever? And slowly get cleaned up, clean off his armor and just kind of sit on the bed for a while before walking down and kind of out into the city, obviously putting his clothes on, not walking out naked.
Is there anywhere you're heading
But-
specifically?
I think it's another one of those. He's just taking a walk, like and this is a lot more, like, it's more relaxed than it was the night before, but he's still just kind of like playing through his whole experience in his head and like what all of that, what that look that everybody gave him meant, and like not going anywhere particular. I think he'd might make his way to like the weapon shop and the armor shop and just kind of peruse. Like, I'm not looking to buy anything. It's just like that kind of just walking around in the morning.
And as you're perusing, they all greet you very kindly, very excited. They're in there, the little dwarf, the very tall, lanky elf. They're all excited that you're there. And as you're perusing and just spending your morning contemplating what everything happened last night was, Dahlia, what are you doing this morning?
She probably would go to the underground just to be somewhere familiar. Um, just probably just find a quiet spot. Probably have lunch at the Slug or something and just kind of exist down there quietly.
And as you're grabbing lunch at the Slug, you see that drow that has been popping up quite a lot, and he's going to just very quickly bring a chair over, twist it around, and do like that little cool boy prop against the table. So, you fought a tree? It's pretty exciting.
I have part of its face if you want it.
Oh, you took its face? You're a woman after my own heart. I want to see its face.
Doesn't look like a face
Oh,
anymore.
it doesn't
She'll
look
pull
like
it
a
out and
face.
she'll give it to him.
And he just looks it over, and he is so confused. Like, you see, like, a confused face. Was it had a face?
We had a face when we went to a different realm, and then when we came back to this realm, it was normal. This Berg, so it's not as cool. So,
Oh, so you've been to the other place too, then? I never liked it much either. It is nice though, because I can see a lot nicer.
You've been there?
Everybody outside the walls has.
So you've been outside.
He's just gonna wink.
How many times?
He's just
Is
gonna
there
wink.
a pattern? How do we beat it?
I don't think that there's a pattern. It's been happening for hundreds of years now. Well, I shouldn't say hundreds of years. 152, I believe, is what has been quoted.
What are some secrets around it?
Well,
Any tips, tricks?
just power through it.
All right.
Haven't really figured out what they are yet, but they're happening a lot more. You look exhausted. Do you want any food? Drink? You look like you could use a drink too. Although I can't tell if you had too many last night. It looks like we didn't sleep very well.
Bye.
Wait, did she just say bye?
No, she said I.
I heard bye.
Yeah.
No, that would be very Dahlia, but
I
she
heard
said
bye.
I.
Okay.
Stands up, walks out.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. She was gonna say something witty, but then it died. So yeah, I had stuff to drink last night. A little hungover.
Oh, being hungover is never any fun. Horace! And he's gonna call to the guy behind the bar. Do you have any of the... Oh, good gracious, what do you call it? As he's kind of like leaning back the other way now, and he's got one of his arms on like the side as he's like leaning back to look at Horace. Oh, it's pickled something. You mean pickle juice? Yes, that. Oh my gosh, he has the best fix for a hangover. Trust me, I've had plenty. It's not. It doesn't like. I personally really like anything that's pickled. It's one of my favorites, but it does help.
Hang on. Did you just say that I don't look pretty?
No, I never said you don't look pretty. I think you look
You
beautiful.
were just saying that I look tired.
Just because you're tired doesn't mean that you don't look beautiful.
It was.
Well,
I don't
okay,
know.
let me be clear. I think you look beautiful. Now let me go get you some pickle juice.
I don't know about that. I think that was an insult.
He's just
I
gonna
don't
do it like
know.
this. And he's gonna go to the bar. He's gonna put his chair down, and he actually is going to bring you a glass of pickle juice and set it in front of you. It helps.
I don't know. I might want to do the cleric beast again.
Do you not like pickles?
No.
Oh my god, how do you not like pickles?
Like bitter. It's gross.
Oh, they're so good. And he just starts kind of rambling about how great pickles are for just a second as he's now like leaning on the table. Come on.
Fine. She'll do it. I just hate it.
But the taste of the pickle
Tongue
juice
comes out a little bit.
it kind of like whatever concoction Horace has made kind of like releases some tension in Dahlia's muscles, and the throbbing headache that comes with a hangover isn't quite as bad. See, Horace is great.
All right, now how do you fix the aftertaste?
The aftertaste I can't really help with, but I can go get you some food. 2 meals, please. As Horace takes down that order, and a few minutes later, the same guy who brought out your food last time brings out a little meal.
Thanks, Beltoff.
You can call me Belle. All my friends do.
Oh, you have friends.
I know, it's kind of shocking, isn't it?
No, but
It's because of my dapper behavior. Is he just...
sunglasses.
I like my sunglasses, thank you. You gave those to me. And he is actually still wearing the sunglasses.
Even in the dark?
Even in the dark. He's still
Okay.
got them on. As he sits there and like starts to like fiddle with his food, and you notice how he eats is kind of funky. He sets things off in like little sections, and he goes in a specific order. Like, you get the idea he's going from least favorite to favorite.
She copies. It's like, because Dahlia doesn't know how things work all the time in society, so she copies. She's like, okay, this is what we're doing.
Oh, you do it too?
Yes. Yep.
Isn't it nice to get the best thing for last? You save the best thing for last. That way everything ends on a high note.
That's what we're doing. Yes. Absolutely. Best to last. Yep.
So wonderful. And you two are able to enjoy your food as you all are going like in a counterclockwise, eating your food. And with everyone doing a certain thing at the current moment, that is where we're going to pick up next session.
No. Again.
Thank you so much for watching Session 18 of the Order of Narvosc. Session 19 will be out on May 8th. Please make sure to check out our wonderful players' social media accounts. They are wonderful and they deserve your support. If you are interested in Narvosc merch, check the description below to find the link to the shop. If this is the kind of content you enjoy, please press that like button, subscribe, ring that bell, that way you get notified when Session 19 comes out. And as always, make sure to be the light that drives out the shadow adventurer. I'll see you soon.